Can everybody hear me in the back?
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. I'm Tina Holler. I'm a holistic health coach. I specialize in burnout and prevention, recovery of burnout and prevention of burnout. And so one of the things that I find that creates the burnout in people is that they just don't have the right mindset. They're not tapping into their superpower. We have this innate superpower in front of us, or in our body, in our mind, and we're not tapping into it. And once we can understand how powerful our mind can be, we can really make significant changes and change the trajectory of our businesses. And so that's what I'm going to be talking to you about today. Are we good to go now? Okay, awesome. So I'm going to be talking about the entrepreneur mindset, and we're going to talk about transforming challenges into growth opportunities. My name is Tina Holler. As I said, I'm a burnout prevention and recovery coach. And to start with, I just wanted to differentiate between the conscious and the subconscious mind on a very high level, because I don't have a lot of time to go into detail. But on a very high level, our conscious mind is everything that's within our awareness. We're totally know what our thoughts are, what our behaviors are, what our patterns are. And so the thing is, and this is where our decision making happens. This is where the problem solving happens. This is where the critical thinking happens. But really where the magic happens is in the subconscious mind. And when we understand that and we can tap into that, we can totally change that trajectory in our business. Because at the subconscious level, it's outside of our conscious awareness. We don't know the belief systems that are running our patterns. We don't know the limiting beliefs that are stopping us in our tracks. And so once we understand that, then we can change the story and create an empowering story for us. So the subconscious mind is where we store our memories, our beliefs, our values, and it's responsible for our automatic behaviors, our habits, and our emotions. You know, have you ever, said to yourself, oh, I just need to lose some weight, and you go to the pantry, and you look in the pantry, and you grab those cookies. You consciously, you know that you're not supposed to take those cookies, because that's not going to be in the pursuit of losing weight, but unconsciously, we've got some programming going on that's creating those patterns that makes you go for the cookie instead of the apple. And so this is what holds the key to our success. Because 95% of our thoughts are actually at the unconscious level. And so we don't even know a lot of the thoughts that we're thinking on a daily basis. And this is where the problem lies. Because those thoughts are operating below our conscious awareness. And so if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're not getting the results that you want in your business, in your life, then look to your subconscious mind, because there's some limiting beliefs, limiting programming that's going on, some patterns that are ingrained into your neurology that are stopping you. And what's happening is that there's a contradiction between our conscious and our subconscious mind. Just like at the pantry, consciously we knew we're not supposed to take that cookie if we want to lose weight, but yet our unconsciously, our patterns make us take that cookie. And so, as I said, we have all these limiting beliefs that might be stopping us. So if you're not getting the results that you want, that's how you can tell if you've got limiting beliefs. If you're not getting the results that you want, there's probably some patterns, ingrained patterns, belief systems that are stopping you. And so you might have beliefs like, I'm not worthy of success. Success is hard, and I don't want to work hard. I'm in a competitive field, and I can't compete with all these other people. You might have imposter syndrome, or you might have a money story, right? You might think that, rich people are snobs, or I don't want to be rich, right? If you think rich people are snobs, then of course you're never going to be financially free, because you've got that programming. You don't want to be, one of those snobs. And so the key is to be able to bypass the conscious mind And that will allow us to have access to the deeper subconscious levels of the mind where these beliefs and patterns are stored. And when we have that, or when we can get to that level of our subconscious mind, we can flip the switch to change a limiting belief into an empowering belief. And we can do that easily and effectively. I'm going to skip over the demonstration today. I'll do it at the end if we have time. But I wanted to go into the power of suggestions, because we can do this just through suggestions. And so, whoops, too fast. And so our subconscious mind is a powerful tool that many of us fail to tap into, and that's key. If we can tap into the subconscious, change that programming into something that's empowering, we can really change the outcomes in our life. And the thing is, our subconscious mind is more receptive than our conscious mind. It's more willing to change than our conscious mind. Our conscious mind, you might put logic into it and interrupt it in some way to say, you know what, no, I don't want to do that. But our unconscious level wants the best, wants to preserve the body. That's its prime objective. And so the subconscious mind is also not limited by all those filters and biases that I was talking about that the conscious mind will present. And this is where personal growth and transformation happens. Because these suggestions can influence our thoughts and our feelings, and therefore it can change the patterns and the behaviors. And we can do this through different modalities. Modalities like neuro-linguistic programming, timeline therapy, hypnosis, which can fast track the ability to get to the subconscious mind, to flip that switch and change the patterns into a pattern that's going to create the outcome that you want. Because by allowing it to bypass the conscious mind, we can speak directly to the subconscious. So if you think of a wall, between your conscious and your unconscious mind, bringing down that wall, so that you can access the subconscious mind where the change can happen. That's what we want to do, and that's what these modalities can do very, very easily and effectively. And they can help overcome those limiting beliefs, release negative emotions, and reprogram our mind for success. So, in addition to using those modalities, there's also just as simple just changing your perspective. If you change your perspective, you literally can change your life. Changing your perspective when you're faced with a challenge or obstacle, instead of treating it like a challenge or an obstacle, treat it like, how can I create a solution to get around this obstacle? And we can do that and not think about, that this is a problem, but rather that this is growth, and this is where I can, try to figure out how to get around it to create that success that I'm looking for. And that can change the trajectory of the success of your business and your personal life very quickly, just by changing your perspective. I had a client just recently. She's a esthetician, and she had a big money story. She thought, making money is hard. You have to work hard to make a lot of money, and she had that story running in her neurology, that she got from her parents. That's what they always said when she was a child. So she internalized that and created a story around that, carried it forward into her adulthood. And so she was always struggling financially, and she could never understand why she was struggling financially. She could easily get clients. That wasn't her problem. Her problem was trying to stay out of debt. And so when we looked at her money story, we broke down those limiting beliefs, and we figured out what was going on behind the scenes, and then we created some empowering beliefs instead, like what if it could be easy to create wealth? What if it wasn't hard? And we started to look at it that way. We took her idea of making money by giving, by doing individual sessions with her clients, but instead changing the perspective to create an experience for her clients. And when she did that, it lit her up, and she could really get her head around, oh, if I can create an experience. And she had all of these different modalities of yoga, meditation. She also did reflexology and Reiki. And so it's like, how do you use all your superpowers to create an experience that's different from your competitors that will really empower you to become financially free? And so she did that. She created a retreat that she was very successful with. She did it very quickly, and she proved herself that yes, it can be easy. And so by showing herself that it could be easy and there is that making money doesn't have to be hard, she started to change the patterns in the neurology within her subconscious mind. And so we are, the thing is, we are in control of our destiny. If we think of it as a blank canvas, we can create our life, our business any way that we want. But the problem lies in that we stay stuck by our perceived limitations, and they're just perceived limitations. And so if we can, if we don't get stuck in those perceived limitations and we look at things as opportunities and how can we get around it and be that solution seeker opposed to a problem finder, then you can really change the outcomes for yourself. So how can you do this? Well, first of all, doing introspection. So going inward and looking to what limiting beliefs you might have. What's keeping you stuck? What are your belief systems? What are your patterns? What are your behaviors? Be that detective of your own mind, and then you can really discover what is going on, so that you can do that pattern interrupt. And sometimes it's hard to know what your blind spots are because they're so ingrained in our neurology that sometimes it's good to have a trusted friend or a mentor or a coach that can help you identify what your limiting beliefs are, so that you can start to change the patterns in your neurology to start creating the outcomes that you truly want for yourself in your business and your life. And we can transform from a fixed to a growth mindset. Sometimes we think we're stuck in our circumstances, and it's beyond our control. That's a fixed mindset. If we can change our perspective into a growth mindset and look at everything as opportunities and not problems that are going to stop us from doing the very thing that we want to do. So when we look at things as opportunities, then it can really get us to think about, do that out of the box thinking of, what are ways that I could get around this? Because there's always a solution to every problem. We just shut it down. And so it's really about creating a positive twist on what's happening. And that can have a profound impact on your success, just like it did with my client, where she changed her perspective from, I'm just gonna do these one-offs with my clients, not really, and then when she changed her perspective and said, no, I want to do an experience, so that, it's empowering for both her and the client, then that really, projected her forward in her business with those retreats. And so I created the Reframe Your Brain strategy, and this is a 4-step strategy that I found it very easy to go from, what is limiting you to what can empower you. And so the first step is really to look at the limiting beliefs, the excuses. And then we want to find evidence to falsify that, that belief, right? Because as soon as we can falsify it, then we can then we have the ammunition to say, okay, no, that's not even true. I don't know why I was thinking that. And then we can transform it into step 3, which is create an empowering belief, reframe it, create a mantra around it. And then step into action, right? Step into action really quickly. And so with my client, she had the limiting belief that being an entrepreneur is hard, it's hard to be successful, I'll never succeed, and became financially free. Sorry, I can't never succeed and become financially free. And then in step 2, she looked for that evidence. She falsified that limiting belief because she found a way that it could be easy. She started to use her superhero qualities to really enhance the experience. And then step 3, she changed her belief into an empowering belief. She started saying to herself, I'm confident in my abilities and strengths, and I know that I have what it takes to succeed in my business. I recognize that my competitors are strong, but I also know that I have unique strengths and talents that set me apart, right? And then she jumped into action. She designed a retreat that showcased her talents, that gave her clients a unique experience, and created opportunities for add-ons. You know, and also she started to think how she could make money in other ways, right? And she came up with a book, because that's a great passive income opportunity. So in summary, if you find yourself stuck in your professional or personal life, determine the subconscious programming that's sabotaging your behavior. Because remember that 95% of all our thoughts are at the subconscious level. So if we're not, you know, so it's going to be affecting, you know, everything that, you know, the outcomes that you're getting. So if you're not getting the outcomes that you want, you know, look to that subconscious. What is the language that you're saying to yourself? And then make sure that the conscious mind and the subconscious mind are congruent. And then always change your perspective to the growth mindset and use the reframe your brain strategy to change a limiting belief into an empowering belief. So that's it. So if you want to follow me, those are my links. Book a call if you want to talk about this for your own business. And I'm just launching a new product called Reclaim Your Power. It's a 7-hour intensive that goes really deep, fast tracks the subconscious mind to make those changes very rapidly. Okay, thank you so much for listening. And